I'm with my digital animation teacher, Mr. Awesome out here. So, in the digital animation class, do you have any favorite programs that you like to teach?
So are you talking about like software?
Oh yes, software.
Yeah, so in the digital animation classes, you know, we're working with Game Maker. That's always a fun program to work with because you can learn how to create video games from scratch, and it's kind of cool to see what students can come up with and what sort of games that they can create. I like, and I know a lot of students like to use Photoshop, so that's always a really great product to use as well. 3D Studio Max is always a great program to use. We get into three-dimensional animation, model making, and how to make different types of fly-throughs. We talk about camera techniques. So I don't have like one specific favorite, but they're all pretty great, and yeah, everyone seems to really enjoy it.
Do you have like a reason for like why you wanted to teach digital animation like more than any other subject?
So I teach a lot of different programs like within CAD. So there's architecture, there's mechanical engineering. I was asked many years ago by our now superintendent, he was our principal at the time, Mr. Hughes. He said that they wanted to try to see if we could get some type of digital animation class going, and he asked me if that would be something I'd be interested in. And he said part of that is that we talk about graphics and we introduce students to graphics. And I know Brighton has a major program, and he said, you know, Heartland doesn't really have a program, so is there any way that we can maybe have a program that could introduce Heartland students to graphics and three-dimensional animation and that sort of thing. And it's been very successful. It's been a great class that a lot of students and parents, they just really enjoy it.
Where did you, I guess, go to school to be able to teach?
Yeah, so I went to Eastern Michigan, and my undergrad, my study was, I had a bachelor's of science in computer-aided design technology. And while I was working there, I worked at Ford Motor Company. I worked at a company in Ann Arbor called Ube Machinery. I worked at Tecumseh Products, designing lawnmower engines. And so I had a lot of experience through different types of, job experiences outside of college that Eastern allowed me to have, that ultimately let me get they call it a vocational endorsement. And so that's what I'm using here at Heartland. And that's how we have access to a lot of the equipment and software that we're using. So yeah, the long story short is I went to Eastern Michigan, and I really have enjoyed teaching, and I was able to use a lot of my background to teach the subjects that I'm teaching here at Heartland.
I think I got one more question.
Sure.
Like, besides all the programs, what's probably your favorite part about teaching the classes that you do?
I would say it's really great to see what ideas students are coming up with. So, you know, I've taught these courses for about 20 years, and I tend to change things up. And every year I'm seeing innovative ideas. I see things that students get excited about. And I think for me, that's really interesting to see. And especially towards the end of the year, we do different types of competitions and things like that. So it's really kind of neat to see when, you know, you have a student who produces something and makes something really neat that maybe they win an award for, and it's really kind of cool to see that. And then you get feedback from parents, and it's amazing. A lot of times parents, they tell me, I had no idea that my son or daughter was even doing these things, and then all of a sudden they won an award, and that's kind of a cool thing to see. So I would say there's a lot of rewarding things, but I would say that's definitely, you know, to see students who are being successful with what they're learning and they're able to apply it. And then the other part is just seeing students after they graduate and they come back and they visit and they're telling you that, yeah, the things that we learned here, they're actually relevant to the real world, and you know, at the time maybe they didn't appreciate it or what have you, and it's kind of neat to hear about that as well.
Well, thank you for letting us connect.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Anytime. Yeah, if you need anything else, just let me know. All right, we'll see you 7th hour.